Hi, do you play violin without a shoulder rest and are struggling to get to the next level because you can't shift? Hi, my name is Joanna and I've been playing violin now for 2 years. I have been playing without a shoulder rest because of all the benefits that come with that. I, however, have been struggling a little bit because when I want to change positions, I can go up the position perfectly fine, but then when I want to go down, my violin moves away. Now, generally, I have been playing just on my collarbone like this, and as you can see, there's quite a bit of space there. And mostly, I don't really have an issue in terms of moving up. That is perfectly fine and very doable, and I can move back down. But sometimes, especially when I'm standing, the collarbone isn't as easy to locate the violin on. Sometimes it slips off like this. And as you can see, there's not exactly a huge shelf there. So in terms of performance and things like that, if I want to do quick shifts, quick changes down the neck of the violin, that's been an issue. Unfortunately, all of the shoulder rests that I have tried so far have been the wrong kind of incline. Because I play up like that, most of the shoulder rests have you playing like this. And I find that as soon as you shift down like that, you end up with completely different intonation. Finding intonation is not as easy as it is without the shoulder rest. It just seems a lot more natural and easier to play when you have it up that little bit more. I did quite a bit of searching online and I found a shoulder rest that does work for me, ish. And this is the one. I found this one on AliExpress. And the reason that this one is good is because not only does it have this cute wee hook thing, which hooks over, but it has the adaptability of changing the feet to an angle. So instead of just being dead in the middle, you can actually shift it from side to side. And I'll show you what that looks like when it's on. Because it means that there is a really nice tilt on there. It doesn't just sit this way, it's tilted like that. And that's pretty good because it's still upright. However, it's not the same for me, because one of the reasons I actually play violin is I have problems with my back and a few issues with that, which I won't go into to bore you with. But one of the problems that is associated with it is that the weight of the violin is a real problem. And my beautiful old violin is very light, which is fantastic, and this just adds so much extra weight. So much weight that I can't do a whole practice session with it without ending up in pain. So as great as that is, what about those that actually want to stay without a shoulder rest? And very recently, I have bought myself a great practice violin. And the reason I went and did that was because I wanted a violin that was set up professionally. Mine I actually did myself, restored it from, well, it was kind of falling apart. It was quite old, but I did a pretty good job restoring it, and I'm happy with it. But there are a few issues with double stringing because it was the very first violin that I ever set up. So in terms of skill, I think I might redo the bridge. But this one has been fantastic for me learning. I got this also off AliExpress, and in terms of playability, I'm learning quite a bit from it. It's really good. So, same issues, however. The weight of this violin is good, but with the shoulder rest, it's not. And so what I actually did was, there's a lovely guy called Augustine, and he does videos online, and he plays with a sponge, and he puts it underneath his top. Now, I don't really like the look of that. That's definitely not me. And I mean, being a lady as well, if I ever wanted to perform, if you're in an orchestra, you can't really get away with that because you're usually having wee straps and a very slight top. So what I ended up doing was I found a sponge, and I found it in the cupboard, and I folded it in half and sewed it together and put a bit of yarn on the end, and then fastened it to it with a loom band so that it doesn't fall off. And the great thing about this is I can choose how thick the sponge is, I can choose the shape of it, and I can fold it and chop it to whatever I want, and it weighs almost nothing. So I'll show you how it looks. It just sits on the end just like that, and then when I go to play, there it is. It's brilliant. And if I want to shift up, I can do that. If I want to shift down, I can do that. I'm not pinching on the violin at all. I'm not doing the old Suzuki, grip that violin to death and let's have neck problems in the future. There's nothing like that. It's just gently resting, and I can shift freely, and I can adjust as I play as well. It's not stuck in one position. So I just wanted to make this video to give people ideas. If you have something at home that you can use, a little bit of nifty throw together, cover it with something nice you've got in the cupboard, fabric or whatever, that isn't going to slip. And I got this from our local supermarket, and I'm planning on doing the same for my old violin. And you can figure it out by putting it on your collarbone, chuck this wherever you want it to be, see how big you want it, make sure it's all right first before you start sewing things together and putting lengths of yarn on, because my other violin, I can still fit that in the case with it attached. It's a pain in the bum to have to put it on and get it all around the tailpiece and everything, and I actually had to use a crochet hook to get the darn thing on. But that's great, because when I put this one in the case, it actually will just sit up there, and I can shut the case on top of it, so it's fine. And yeah, everything works out pretty well with that. So I thought I would give somebody out there an idea if you are struggling with shoulder rests because of weight issues, because of the way they shift your playing position, anything like that. You'd be amazed. It's been very, very helpful. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to share, and I hope that this has been helpful to someone. Thank you for watching. Bye.